And the news update. All right, this is for August the 6th, 2018. This is a Monday night. I wanted to tell you about, do a little counseling session on people because I think we need to talk about it because it's kind of weird how people can change over time. Family, sometimes they can treat you like a pagan in their behavior and attitude and their sentimentism and their servitude, and they're not like Christ because of the way they're acting at all. And, an example was, one of my family members decided to write to my mom and say, hey, did you know your son is using the phone? Like my mom didn't know that because she's the one that called them to ask them for financial assistance for me because I really need it. And they wrote back to my mother and said, well, he don't need to be asking for money because we don't need to be hearing that. Because he don't really need it the way she was acting. And I really do need it because when I first moved down there, I spent over $1,000 to move down there. I mean, I thought it was just going to be a couple hundred and it went way over my budget. And I'm still trying to recover from that. I owe my mom about $1,070. But yet, I just asked for some help for this month and next month. I asked my dad to help, but he can't help because, he's got a lot of problems with him, and the medicine costs a lot of money, and I understand that, because things do cost a lot, and they even said that he's got to go out and cut grass sometimes to make ends meet because the check that they get isn't enough, and it's kind of embarrassing, but it's what he's got to do, and I understand that. But when someone just plainly doesn't want to help you when yet they can, that's just wrong. And another thing I noticed about this family member is that when they give stuff to people, they like to give it away like on consignment, like, I'll give you this table or this vase, but one day with the impressions that I want it back. And when I want it back, I want you to give it to me. It's like, nah, boo-boo, I'm an Indian giver. And it's like my uncle said that I could refer him and use him so I could get work. And now she's saying she don't like people coming to her. Maybe 2 or 3 people has come to her and asked her about, well, isn't he related to the family? Isn't he isn't he related to you in any way? Doesn't he, isn't he part of the family? And she don't like it. So she went and told my mom all these revelations today. And it really floored me and shocked me and really hurt me and upset me because I never seen my aunt act so vile and so hateful and so worldly of a person that it really just knocked me to the floor. Because, I don't really ask them for much of any help. And when I do need it, it's because I really do need it. It's not because I'm being irresponsible. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm being judged by her all the time. My uncle's not that way, but I don't know, what's going on there. But, I love them, and the role was in reverse. I would help them. And, I need to get work, and I need to get in the ministry, and I need their reference so I can get the ministry going because people are going to come to them and ask questions because the ministry is what I'm trying to do. And it's just like everybody else needs a referral. Well, I need a referral from my uncle. And, if you don't like it, too bad. But, I'm not going around asking people. It's just naturally they're going to come to you and say, isn't he your nephew? Don't you know him? Isn't he part of the family? It's like, why don't you help him? Maybe that's why she don't like it because she says it's rather embarrassing because she don't really want me to be a part of the family. And it's sort of like her son, my cousin, he's that way. I mean, my other cousin, she's not that way, but my cousin, that works up in Mechanicsville, the church there, he acts that way because it's like his kids, when they look at me, it's like they don't even know me. And it's really weird and disturbing at the same time because I've been there many times and I've talked to them and they act like they don't even remember me. And it's the same way what my aunt is doing. And it's really wrong on so many levels. It's like she's throwing me out like I'm a tax collector. And at first I thought it was, well, maybe she just had a bad day. Maybe it was just maybe something she ate or maybe she didn't sleep right. But then she said all this other stuff about not liking me to use my uncle as being a referral. And I thought it was so wrong because I don't see anything wrong with it. My mother said there ain't nothing wrong with it because it's what people do because my uncle told me I could use him as a referral to help get work so I could do a ministry or work in the church somewhere. And then she's like saying she don't like me doing that. So I don't understand why that is, why she's being so pharisaic and why she's being so, hard on me and judgmental. I don't understand it because we were so close and we grew up together, and it's just like the piano. It's got soda and sticky stuff all over it. It's being neglected. It's just sitting there in the house there. But she made a big to do about it, so my mother just let her have it. Out of being nice, just to save the peace, and she said she'd give it back to me, but that thing's being neglected. It's got soda and sticky stuff all over it. And I was there. I saw it. It didn't. It was it's got soda like stains, of drink stains on it and stuff. So I love her to death, but it's like she made a big deal about it, like she wanted it because it was my grandparents' piano, and grandma played it and all. But it's just really weird how it's not being taken care of though. Why? It's there in their home. And I don't know what's going on and why she gives stuff away and why it's on a consignment. I don't know. But it's really a mystery. But I love her to death. I don't know why. I think she just needs to look at her heart and really look at things and review things. Because I know if things were in reverse, I would help them if I was in a better position. Because that's the kind of person I am. I don't forget what the things that people do for me. And I don't forget because I know they helped me out at times in the past. But this is one of those times where I need it again. And I wasn't trying to be mean or trying to overstep or anything. I just needed some help. And then she come back and said that I need to stop asking people with my mother's phone. It was really crazy because I wasn't asking a whole lot of people. My mom called her thinking that she would help me out because she's helped me out before in the past. And my aunt has, my uncle would help me out, and my uncle said, "Well, we'll see what we can do. I'll try to see if we can get out 200. Well, they put something towards your rent." And then she called my mother and left that message, and it was really odd and really bizarre at the same time. And I thought, she was really nice and all, and she's a preacher's wife and everything, but I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I'm just like, she don't want me to do good in the ministry or don't want to help me in any way, shape, or form. It's like I don't exist. It's like, oh, leave me alone, get out of my face kind of thing. I don't want him talking about my husband and saying that, to try to get him to help him with the referrals for ministry and all, and I don't like it and all, because that's where it's all come from her, and I don't know why she's acting all like this. Vindicated and everything and acted self-righteous and all. And, I don't understand it because that's not the way our family was raised. When Grandpa raised all these girls, they weren't raised that way. And I don't know how she's become this procurator and being judge and persecutor and being acting like that instead of being of a Christ, like a person's supposed to be of Christ and act like Christ. But the thing is, I don't know what all it's about. But anyway, I hope they have a change of heart because I don't think it was really nice at all, and it just didn't look right. And I don't sit around and say things about them, even though they've said things that were hurtful to me sometimes, and I hear things that come from her, that way. And I don't understand why she's being so hateful towards me because I haven't done nothing. I've just needed help because I moved down here from Mechanicsville. I spent over $1,200 getting down here, probably $1,400, be exact, but I had money to pay for some of that stuff. And, it's just kind of weird how, they don't want to have nothing to do with me or help me now all of a sudden. And I don't know what that's all about, but I do know it ain't Christ-like. And, when people ask him if I'm related to the family or if they can get, help or something, the way they're acting don't seem right, very Christian-like either. But anyway, I'll let that leave you all to decide. When you give stuff to people, you give it away. You don't want it back. You don't expect it back. You should not be like that. You should just give things freely away. Not expecting for you one day just to say, hey, I want that table back, or I want that vase, or I want that chair back, or I want that lamp I gave you back, because I give stuff to people and I don't want it ever back. My mom gives stuff to people and she don't want it ever back, but I don't know why she's that way. She always wants stuff back after a while, but it's really weird. But anyway, some people are like that in your family, and sometimes it's just like she said when she told my mother, don't be talking about youth ministry and all that because they're looking for a youth minister because she's going around thinking that you're going to go over there and try to take over things. And I've never taken over things, even when I was there at Pole Green, I never took over anything. So I don't know where that's coming from. But that's what she told my mother. She thought I was going to come over there and try to take over because they know that there's an opening there. And I didn't do that. I just went there to visit. So I don't even know why she even had to say anything like that to my mother because it was uncalled for. And it wasn't even Christian because I wasn't even there to do that. I mean, if they would approach me with it, I would have said something. But they didn't say nothing to me about it. So I just left it alone because that's what you're supposed to do as being a minister. I mean, I'm not going to go somewhere, where I'm not wanted or needed or accepted, and where I'm not even appreciated or even liked by my own family, I mean, if they're going to act that way, I mean, because that's just wrong. And I think, that I think somebody needs to review and re-examine their heart and know where the priorities are because they don't seem like they're all in the right place. But anyway, I wanted to talk about some other things. I think, there's a lot of things going on in the world that we don't realize. And I think, we need to get more real with Christ and not put on a poker face. Kind of like where we act Christian, but, around the tassels or when it benefits us. But when we're around certain other people, we act a lot like the world, even though we claim we're a Christian. And I'm not saying that's what my aunt's doing. But, there's something going on. I said, well, maybe she's gone through something, or maybe she's had some hard times, or maybe, I don't know, I don't know. Maybe she knows, maybe she's upset about something. Maybe she don't like some of the things I said. And, and I mean, some things I don't like what she said, but I'm not going to hold a grudge against her. And both her and her son are like that. And I don't know why she's like that or why her son's like that. But it's really not Christ-like. They've done things to me that hurt me deeply, but I don't hold it against them or bring it up, and I'm not going to talk about it. Some of the things that she did and some of the things that he did, and the way he talked to me and stuff, I thought was not professional or ministerial-like at all, ministerial-like at all, in nature. But at times with some of the things he said, because I think he went way overboard, and I think sometimes she goes way overboard. But I'm just saying the truth. I mean, I love her to death, but I might have said some things in the past I don't like, but, truth does hurt. Hopefully this will bring us closer together and all this crazy childlike behavior will stop. Because I don't know what I did to provoke it or to trigger it, but, all I did is just ask for help. And when I really need it, just like I ask you all on YouTube to subscribe down below and to send a donation or love offering, subscribe right down there, Tell people about us and spread this far and wide. Now, I'm not trying to, take money just to pay my bills, or I think that's coming from my aunt. She's spreading that stuff around, and that's not true. It's just like they have a church and they have bills to pay with the church, and it's not necessarily their bills. I mean, people could argue, well, the church is their bills too, but, that's stupid because it's not. I have church just like they do. I have an online church. Maybe they don't like it because I have an online ministry, and they have a brick and mortar, and they don't like it because I do things a little differently than they do, but, it is helping people, just like their church is helping people, and I think we ought to, look at everything because that's what it's all about. And we're here to help each other. But I just think it's really crazy and absurd, just like my mom said. I don't know why she's acting that way because, what you're saying, and when, your uncle should be able to, give you a good word and be able to help you, if you need help to get into doing something in the ministry. And that's why people are coming to him and asking him because that's normally what they do. So I don't know why she's getting all uptight. But anyway, that's just some of the dynamics going on in the family, and she's been like that for some time. It's just now she's getting older, and I think now she's just getting more judgmental as the years go on, and it's just getting out of control. I think it's getting overboard. But I still love her to death. I don't hold it against her. She might be going through some things, maybe midlife crisis or something. I don't know. But I think my aunt, I think the world of her, and I think she's a good lady. But I just think her priorities are in the wrong spot, and her attitude is off spot and A. It's not right on, where it should be. But, I love my uncle and my aunt to death, and, I hope that they'll rethink things through, and I hope that they'll, really, help me, because I would help them if the roles or the tables were in reverse, because I still need to help with the rent, and I hope that other people will come forward to give a love offering or a donation to help us in that regard, too, as well. Because I love my family and I want us to be together and I want us to love each other, and we shouldn't be fighting against each other over stupid stuff like this and over he said, she said junk that it really don't amount to anything, because, that's why the work don't get done and why walls go up and why ministries get shut down and why God takes blessings away from those who are bitter. And, I'm not saying it's going to happen to my aunt and uncle because I love them and I hope it doesn't and I don't want it to. But if you act bitter and you act mean and you act wrong to someone when they deserve blessing, when you're taking it away from them, and when they should be getting it, but yet you're robbing them of it, it's going to come back on you and on the other people that are involved. So, think about that. Now, I love you very much, both of you, and I'll always keep you in my prayers, and I hope that we can get together and work through these things, because I know things you said were very hurtful today. And I saw the messages, and I was very hurt and very upset and very shocked to hear you talking that way. And I hope that you will change your attitude, because that's not an attitude of Christ that I saw in you today at all, what you're saying on the phone there that I read off of my mom's phone. So anyway, take care, everyone, and I, just hope things get better there, because I don't know how to talk to them, but I just hope that this, I hope this sits well, but it probably will really upset my aunt, because it don't take much to get her off, because everything seems to upset her these days, or a lot more lately, and I don't know why that is. But at any rate, this is Michael DeSilvas with a family intervention. Take care. Love FM, and also YouTube and Facebook, and please help us out and subscribe and share this video far and wide. And remember, we're all here to serve one another and to please God, because that's all I'm trying to do, is serve other people and help people to come to Jesus through our online ministry and also our physical ministry, which we're working on. It's the next phase of this operation. It's just that I need family members and I need prayers, and I don't need all these walls and all the stuff that's going on with my aunt. It's like she's getting all agitated because people are asking if I'm related to them, or if I'm part of the family, or if they know me, and it's like she don't like it. And she says it's rather embarrassing, and I don't know what's so embarrassing. That sounds a little weird, kooky. But anyway, because that's, I don't know why it would be embarrassing. But anyway, take care, everybody, and I love you, and God bless, and hope everything will work out, because it just don't seem right there. Because I thought maybe she was just sounding bandana and saying nothing, but then she said all that stuff to my mother this evening, and it just really floored me. I just didn't sound like the aunt that I knew all my life. Sound like somebody took over my aunt, like some demon is in her, and she's just spouting off these wild thoughts and rages. But anyway, I hope that's not the case, but it just didn't seem like the aunt that I've always known. But anyway, take care, and God bless everyone, and just pray for that situation, because it's not right, and it's not the way I treat her, and it's not the way I treat any of the family. Even though they've done things to me, I forgive them, and they need to do that. And I think that's the problem. They're not forgiving. Some of the people in the family aside are not forgiving, and that's probably what it is. All right, but anyway, let me get off here. I love you, and take care, and God bless.